Guys, it's review time, and today I'm going to be reviewing something that I mentioned I picked it up quite a while ago, and it has taken me a while to really get a definitive opinion on this product, and it is the Hard Candy Concealer Palette. It's called Nobody's Perfect, and you get 6 different shades. It says it's the ultimate professional makeup tool. Tones are perfect for dark circles and uneven skin tone. The texture is light, easy to blend with a detachable brush, and it is the Fair palette. That's the one that I'm using. I think they had Fair and medium appeared to be very dark for my skin tone. So let's just take a look at it first. It just opens up as one whole compact, and then you've got 6 different shades. Now the shades right here are sort of like color correcting shades. So you've got a green, a yellow, and a pink. And then you've got 3 sort of more skin tone shades. You've got like a deep beige, a medium, and say a lighter beige color. So that's your whole palette. And then what they mentioned about the brush, you get this little thing here, that little bitty brush. I have not even used this because honestly, it's way too small. It's way too small for anything I'm going to use it for, unless this was a lip brush, you know, with a lip gloss palette. But for a concealer palette, you know, it's adorable, but not very practical. So anyway, as far as the texture of these, they claim to be a very light, easy to blend texture, and I will give them that they are easy to blend and they are very light. However, are they too light to actually cover things up? And that's the problem I was running into. In terms of these lighter shades, the color correcting shades, I didn't use these the most by any means. The yellow, if anything, which yellow can kind of counteract bluish circles in your under eye area, but the pink and the green, I've never been a big fan of the concept of using green to cover up redness. It's just never really seemed that effective to me, and the pink I haven't hardly used at all. So, I mean, I don't even know what on the face I would really need to use that pink for. It really, I mean, it's just kind of there for me, so I didn't find that to be an essential part of the palette. But yeah, the yellow would have been one of those 3 that I used the most, and it comes off extremely light. Instead of getting a nice pigmented yellow tone concealer, you're actually just getting something that comes off just extremely light. You know, I can't tell if that's yellow, it just looks practically white, actually. So, not so great on these. These are a little bit better. The ones down below, they seem to have a different texture, each one of them, which I find pretty unusual, you know. This lightest beige shade, and I don't know if maybe this is varying from person to palette that people may have purchased, but at least on mine, this one is very thin. You touch it and it's a very, very thin consistency, okay? Like you rub it between your fingers and it's not hardly, you know, it's just very, very, very thin. This middle one seems to have a little more moisture to it. It almost feels a little more greasy, which I don't like just a thin, greasy concealer. That's not really doing anything for you. This one right here is as close as I can find to a nice, creamy, somewhat rich concealer. And that's the darker shade here. Fortunately, that's the one that actually matches my skin tone and that I've used a little bit more, like around my eye area. And that actually, you know, if you were to rub it between your fingers, you're feeling a little more resistance. You know, it's not just sliding around. It's got a little bit of a creamy texture to it. However, you go ahead and put it on your eye area. I used it today on my eyes, and honestly, I can still see the circles, guys. I'm in a very unforgiving light right now. I'm in natural daylight, so you're really seeing everything. And I applied it. I didn't just do one little spot. I really, you know, kind of blended different shades together, tried to get the best finish, and I found this time and time again that if you don't have a big problem with circles, these would probably be okay for you. But if you really want to get rid of some discoloration right in here in the inside of your eye, I mean, I'm sorry, but Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer Kit can completely erase that on me, and so can NYX Concealer in a Jar. It's not quite the superior texture that Bobbi Brown's is, but it can still do a better job, in my opinion, than this. What else? The Kat Von D Tattoo Concealer. If you're more a fan of like a liquidy squeeze out kind of concealer, that's very sheer, but yet the coverage and the pigmentation in it is fantastic. Again, if you don't have a big problem, a lot of problem areas on your face, say you don't have a lot of blemishes to cover up. I had one right here, which actually looking close up in my mirror, it looks more concealed now than it did like up close in my mirror. But I mean, if you don't have huge problems on your face to mask, this may do it for you, but just be aware that you're not going to get like full coverage. You've got to get really great coverage on your under eye area. You need a concealer that actually has a nice creamy texture. There's one in here that has that is even close to what I feel is the desirable texture to really be creamy enough to mask those under eye circles. So I can still see them somewhat here. They're kind of disguised, but they're not totally. So I just want to be honest with you guys. I mean, it's an adorably packaged product, and I do like the fact that you're getting options here. You're getting the ability to blend and, you know, kind of see what's what, and I really liked that at first, just having the options. But the more I used it, the more I kind of started to think, this just isn't, you know, if I had to rely on this day in and day out to be my concealer, I don't think I'd like it. So anyway, guys, sorry for the downer review on that. It is an adorable product, but if you really don't have a lot of under eye problems, you just have minor discoloration that you want to mask, will that probably be, this may work for you in that case, but maybe not others. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this review, and have a great day.